Okay, today I'm gonna try to make pancakes, sheet pan pancakes. I'm just gonna get to it. Starting with 1 egg. I also have 1 ripe banana. It's supposed to be overripe, but this is what we're working with. To me, this is overripe. And I put 1 egg in here already. Everything is gonna be blended in a Ninja, and then it's gonna sit for a while, and then it's gonna go into the pan. I'm just gonna mash the banana before I put it into the Ninja. Okay, now that we have the banana and egg in there, the next thing I'm going to do is 1/2 cup of unsweetened applesauce. Okay, so a single little fruit cup of unsweetened applesauce wound up being just under 1/2 cup, so we're going to go with that for now. You know, it's not to the brim, but it'll do. Okay, and the next ingredients are the chia seeds and the cricket powder. I'm a little nervous about working with cricket powder. This is new for me. The chia seeds are Bob's Red Mill Organic. I love Bob's Red Mill as an employee-owned company. I think that's really sick. And then this cricket powder is just cricket powder that I got on Amazon. Okay, so this is the step that I feel the least sure about. I've never cooked with cricket powder before, and this is cricket powder. It's not cricket flour, because cricket flour has actual wheat flour in it and stuff, and I don't want to give bread to the Skinks because that's not skink safe, so we're just gonna try straight cricket powder. I gotta tell you, I smelled the cricket powder and it doesn't smell that bad. It doesn't. I was ready to gag. Oh no. Oh no. It's kind of nutty. It kind of smells like nuts. That is everything into the Ninja cup. I am now going to seal it, clear this off, and blend it for 30 seconds or more. We'll see how it does. Okay, I counted 30 seconds. It feels really blended to me. This is what it looks like. Oh, there's a little bit of cricket powder in the top, so I'm actually gonna open it up, use a spoon to mix it up. There's a little bit of chia seeds on the side too there. I'm gonna get that stuff. Incredible that Flauta the leopard gecko has not gone into hiding. He says blender sounds, so what? Is there bugs in that there blender? There are, buddy, but you can't have them. You're not an omnivore, unfortunately. I wish you were an omnivore, honestly. That'd be sick. Are there omnivorous geckos? I need to get somebody put me on to omnivorous geckos if they're out there. I just smelled the batter and I gotta tell you, it smells like banana pancakes, which I was really worried that baking this would make my whole house smell like bugs with the cricket flour, but now I'm facing a new fear, which is that baking this is going to smell good and I'm going to want to eat it, but it's cricket pancakes. I know people eat bugs. I know bugs have a lot of protein. I know that maybe they're the future. I know all of that, and still, ew, icky, yucky, yuck, you know? And I know that that's even cultural. I know that I only think that's yuck because of the culture that I was raised in. So it doesn't make it, like, inherently true that it is gross to eat bugs, and yet... I'm gonna mix the rest of the way with a spoon, and then I'm gonna let it sit to thicken up for 15 minutes. The chia seeds are gonna be doing the thickening. It kind of already feels like it started to thicken even since I finished blending it, but I'm still gonna give it an extra 15 on top of however long we've been doing this, just to be on the safe side. We're gonna preheat the oven and we're gonna line the sheet pan. So I brought a casserole dish because I don't have a good pan with a lip. It will probably take me longer to cook these in a casserole dish than it would take you to cook them in a pan, because I find that things just take a little bit longer in a casserole dish. I don't know if it's the thickness of the dish or if it's just me and my oven, but that's something that I've observed. I'm gonna line this with parchment paper. The parchment paper doesn't want to stay, but hopefully once we add the mix, that'll hold it down. I'm gonna get a little spatula. Oh my gosh, I have a little spatula. Shout out past me for putting so many things in my reptile stuff. I'm gonna rinse this little spatula off because I don't know when it was last used. I'm gonna do some cleaning up and I will check back in when it is time to put the pancake mix into the pan. Enough time has passed now. The mixture should be thickened. I even found a bigger spatula. Let's get this mix into the pan. Alright, that's the unbaked version. I will go put it in the oven and we will see how it turns out. Okay, we're back. It wound up needing 10 minutes to be fully cooked, where a knife goes in and comes out clean. I'm going to cut this up and then I'm going to put little slices into a tub and put them in the fridge for tomorrow. They're very soft. I am happy to inform you that it didn't stink up my house but it didn't smell like delicious banana pancakes in the oven. It smells weird now. I'm assuming that that smell is a combination of the chia and the cricket, not just the cricket, because I don't really cook or bake with chia seeds ever, so I don't know what they're supposed to smell like, but it's weird. It's really weird. I don't think I'm gonna try a piece. We'll see. I don't think I am though. It's tomorrow now, which means it's time to feed the skinks. I wound up making not syrup, but a wet topping of vegetables for the pancakes because this mix is only protein and fruit, which is not ideal. And I don't want my skinks to be unhealthy just because I'm having a good time. So this is a bunch of carrots, spring mix, and parsley, and some water to break it down. And that's just going to be going over top of the pancakes. Here you have the pancakes cut into little bits. And we're going to have some calcium, like powdered sugar, but mainly like calcium because they need it for their bones. All right, funky syrup added. They look even less like banana pancakes, but this is skink healthy, so that's that's the main priority. I will hopefully get the looking like pancakes part down with a little bit of trial and error. Okay, and these are the dishes. Da 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 da. Banana pancakes for skinks with vegetable syrup. All right, let's start feeding skinks and see what they think. The skink pancake in his mouth. He seems unsure of what to do next. Oh, there we go. He figured it out. He's eating it. Okay, buddy, I'll give you some privacy so you can decide if you want to eat the rest of the pancakes or not. Enjoy, bud. Here we have little Lydia Dietz. She still hasn't learned that these bamboo plates are where the food comes, so let's see how she feels about the pancakes on tongs. Sorry the camera went out of focus, but here she is, eating from the plate of pancakes. So far we are 2 for 2. Skinks like banana pancakes. The next skink in line here is Yukon Gold. She is not going to eat in front of me, so I'm just going to pop her pancakes into her enclosure while we watch Lydia eat here. is popping out, so actually we're gonna give it a go here and leave Lydia to enjoy the rest of her pancake breakfast to herself. No, unfortunately she has retreated into her tube, so we're just gonna let her discover this on her own. There is the Pep himself. He witnesses the pancakes, but he doesn't recognize them as food, so let's see if we can get his attention with some tongs. Looks like the presence of the tongs was all that it took for him to think, hey, I saw this plate last week and it had food. A little unsure, but interested in eating it nonetheless. He's drinking the veggie water in the bottom of the plate. Oh, you can't call this eating. Hang on, let me see if I can get it through the plastic. Is the Tannenbar Blue Tongue Skink seal of approval right there. Okay, let's move on. Here's Charlie in the back of his enclosure, stood straight up. What a little goofball. Let's see what he thinks of some pancakes. Go. Nice. So far, everyone is a fan. Moved his plate down to the ground so it's easier for him to get without knocking it over, and we are going to move on. Part of the intention behind things like cricket pancakes is to get my Tannenbars to eat bugs because they're too shy to eat bugs off tongs with me. I don't know if he was caught on camera. He was in the drain tube, but he retreated when he saw me approach, so we're just going to give him some privacy to eat on his own, and we're going to move on to the next room. Hello, Edward. Eddie, if you don't already know, was my first blue tongue skink ever. He's a little Halmahera, confirmed male, but will never be bred because he's bug-eyed and his vision seems a little off, but I haven't actually gone to get it checked out. I'm not sure how he feels about the pancakes. No, he loves the pancakes. He's chin deep in the pancakes. So far we're looking really good on the acceptance rate of the banana pancakes. We only have 2 more babies left to feed and then that's it. Let's let Eddie finish in peace here. There's baby pierogi right there. We got a little bit of upside down eating action here. Seems like pierogi is a fan. So far, everyone seems to be super into the banana cricket pancakes. I'm wondering now if I could do this without banana or maybe without applesauce to make it a little healthier and include it in the regular rotation. I'm also not sure about the amount of chia seeds regularly, but of course they do consume seeds in the wild. It's been found in their wild diets and poops. Chia seeds in people help you poop. I wonder if they have the same effect in skinks. I would assume that they would. Alright, pierogi seems stoked. We're gonna give him some little pets because we're working on taming him down. Them down. We don't know if pierogi's a dude or not yet. Okay, we're moving on to the last skink in the house that's eating today, and that's baby Teladu. Okay, looks like they are buried in their favorite corner. I'm not sure that I want to disturb them, so I'm just going to leave this pancake plate here, and Teladu will find it later. And that's it. So all in all, banana cricket pancakes, huge hit. The skinks love them. I think that I portioned them a little bit high. I would maybe do 2 to 3 pieces instead of the 4 pieces that I fed today. But I am in the time of year where I ramp up feeding, so one slightly large feeding is not going to do a lot of damage. We're just going to let them eat a lot today. So this is a 16 to 24 portion recipe for blue tongue skink meals. And I will include the prices here of the cricket powder, the chia seeds, the applesauce, and the banana. And then over here, we're going to have the prices of the spring mix, the parsley, and the carrot. Those are total prices for everything all in, not per serving, but I think that this is actually going to be a really good option to include in your rotation for your Skinks meals. Now that we're at the end, I want to give a huge shout out as always to my Patreon supporters, Billy and Al. You're the best. I was gonna say a swear, but I'm trying to do that less so that YouTube doesn't hide my videos from y'all. And if you want to join my Patreon, the link is down below. All Patreon funds go towards building up this channel. I would really like to maybe hire an editor every once in a while for a video because I feel that I'm really terrible at editing. And I also use the funds towards my occasional rescues. Like in the fall when I took in butternut squash, half of the x-rays were covered by Patreon funds that I had saved. So I super appreciate that, and any support that you can give me, even in the way of likes or subscribing or even commenting and telling me that you hated this video and why. Do that. Tell me why. I would love to improve. Or tell me that you loved it, because my ego my ego would love that. Anyway, that's it for the second episode of Skink Gourmet. I hope to see y'all soon, and I hope that you and your skinks have a happy, healthy life. Okay, bye.